Something is happening inside Nikon right now that nobody was expecting. And honestly, it feels like the ultimate tactical pivot. Sources are whispering that a physical prototype has already been built, field-tested, and green-lit for production behind closed doors in Katana-level secrecy. Once you hear what is reportedly packed inside the chassis, you will realize why the entire camera ecosystem is having a collective meltdown. This is not just another iterative body update. This is the exact machine that could completely rewrite the rules for the crop sensor market. And I do not think most creators are actually prepared for what is coming down the pipeline. For more than 7 years, one burning question has relentlessly followed Nikon executives at every trade show and press event. When will the legendary D500 finally get a true uncompromising mirrorless successor? See, the D500 was not just some random mid-tier body. It was an absolute cult classic. It was the undisputed daily driver for wildlife and sports photographers who demanded insane burst rates, bulletproof durability, and that extra optical reach without the crushing weight or cost of a full-frame sports line. But ever since the brand shifted its entire engineering focus over to mirrorless glass and mounts, that high-end crop sensor gap has been left wide open, gathering dust. Now, according to a massive wave of supply chain leaks and insider reports dropping across the forums, that multi-year drought is abruptly coming to an end. The body everyone is losing their minds over is the Nikon Z90. If even half of these leaked sheets turn out to be accurate, this will be the most significant disruptive release for the APS-C lineup we have seen in a decade. Let us dissect what is driving the most intense speculation online: the silicon itself. Whispers from the manufacturing pipeline suggest the Z90 is debuting with a brand new cutting-edge APS-C sensor operating right in the 33-megapixel sweet spot. But here is where the rumors split. A few highly active Japanese tech blogs are pushing the narrative even further, hinting at a staggering 45-megapixel resolution. If that higher number holds true, it means Nikon is not just trying to match the current marketplace. They are actively trying to dethrone the Fujifilm X-T5. Think about it. Putting 45 megapixels on a crop sensor with Nikon's color science would instantly catapult this body to the absolute top of the category for pure raw image fidelity. But high resolution means nothing if you cannot hit your focus, right? That is where the real magic happens. Insiders claim the Z90 is getting an advanced AI dual-pixel autofocus architecture, heavily borrowing the deep learning subject detection algorithms directly from the flagship $5,000 Z9. We are talking instant sticky tracking for birds, high-speed vehicles, and athletes locking on before you even fully press the shutter. Combine that level of tracking accuracy with a rumored 15 frames per second mechanical burst speed, and you are looking at an absolute weapon for action photography. People online are already calling this project the Mini Z9. And looking at these computational metrics, that might actually be an understatement. Let us pivot to video for a second, because the hybrid shooters are getting a massive upgrade here too. The leaked data points to beautifully oversampled 4K video at 60 frames per second with virtually zero crop. That means you are getting maximum sensor readout, ultra crisp down sample details, and no agonizing loss of your lens's native field of view. Now, do not expect 8K video in this body. That would be wild. And Nikon is obviously going to protect their ultra-premium full-frame flagships, like the Z8 and Z9. But for the working hybrid creator who needs flawless uncropped 4K and elite stills in a compact form factor, this is the exact sweet spot they have been begging for. How will it feel in the hand? The build specifications suggest this is being treated like a true Tier 1 professional tool. No cheap plastics here. We are looking at a full magnesium alloy internal frame, rugged weather sealing matching the Pro lines, and dual card slots utilizing a CFexpress Type B and an SD slot. They are also rumored to be throwing in a massive 5.76 million OLED electronic viewfinder alongside a fully articulating touchscreen. Throw in a sensor shift in body image stabilization system rated for up to 7 stops of compensation, plus an upgraded battery cycle designed to clear 500 shots per charge. And you have an absolute tank built for punishing environments. Look at the broader landscape right now. The premium APS-C mirrorless base is completely dominated by 3 heavy hitters: the Sony A6700, the Canon EOS R7, and the Fujifilm X-T5. For years, Nikon has basically conceded this entire territory, leaving their users with entry-level bodies that just could not compete at the highest level. But the Z90 changes the calculus entirely. It feels like a targeted strike designed to leapfrog everyone at once. You get more resolution than the Fuji, stickier tracking than the Canon, and a more robust build than the Sony. Shuttercount.net. Quick question for everyone watching down in the comments section right now. If Nikon actually drops this with a 45 megapixel sensor and Z9 autofocus, are you willing to jump ship from your current system for it? Let me know your honest thoughts because I read every single response. This entire strategy perfectly aligns with Nikon's release cadence over the last few years. Think about the pattern. They established the absolute ceiling with the Z9 flagship. Then, they democratized that raw power into the smaller Z8 body. The Z6 Mark III followed to capture the mid-range hybrid market, while the Z50 line kept the entry-level secure. Look closely at that chessboard. What is the one glaring piece missing? A true high-performance flagship crop sensor powerhouse. The Z90 is clearly the final puzzle piece they have been quietly engineering to close the loop. So, what is the actual timeline and damage to your wallet? Multiple independent channels are pointing toward an official global launch window tracking somewhere in mid to late 2026, with the initial production prototypes already cleared for assembly lines. On the financial side, current pricing models place the Z90 right between $2,000 and $2,500. That positions it perfectly in the sweet spot above the mid-tier bodies, but comfortably below the Z8. If that pricing structure holds, this becomes one of the absolute best value propositions in modern photography, giving you top-tier flagship tracking and speed without having to drop $5,000. Look, we have to keep a level head here. I will believe it when I see the official press release hit the wires. Until Nikon takes the stage, this is a highly detailed puzzle built on supply chain leaks. Timelines can shift, component costs can fluctuate, and internal corporate strategies can change on a dime. But the sheer volume and consistency of these specific technical leaks tell us that something massive is absolutely brewing behind the scenes. For the first time in nearly a decade, D500 purists and high-speed action shooters finally have a real legitimate reason to be incredibly excited. Shuttercount.net. My best opinion about this product is that it represents exactly what the camera industry needs right now. For too long, companies have treated the crop sensor format as an afterthought, meant only for beginners or people on a tight budget. But the Nikon Z90 turns that idea completely on its head. If the leaks about the 33 to 45 megapixel sensor and the Z9 level AI autofocus are true, this camera is going to be an absolute dream for wildlife and sports photographers. You get that incredible extra optical reach from the crop factor without sacrificing professional handling or blazing fast burst speeds. It gives creators a way to access flagship performance without spending full-frame flagship money. This camera is a masterstroke from Nikon that will force every other brand to reevaluate their entire lineup, and it is going to be a huge win for the community. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into the future of camera technology.